Hi folks, Vinny from the band Sponge. We're out here at the Loft in Saline, Michigan, recording studio on this gorgeous spring day, getting ready to start the recording of our 8th studio record. The record is called, ta-da, The Beer Sessions. We partnered up with Pledge Music to make this all happen, and we can't thank you folks enough. Now, you might ask, well, why the Beer Sessions? Well, it's simple, because we need each other. Brewers need music, and Lord knows we need beer. What we decided to do for each track that we cut, we're bringing in a different craft brewer to talk music and to talk beer. So here's the deal. Come along for the ride, pour yourself a pint of beer, and let's get started. Let's get working on the Beer Sessions.
Bro, is he gonna just cut a solo or has he got parts?
Yeah, get on that.
He's got a rhythm all the way through. It's that secondary notes that helps that part make sense.
He knows the notes?
Yeah, we got it ready. On solo.
There's one other tune.
We heard.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Second one.
You have a tempo? Ish?
Try 182.
220, let's go! 220.
Oh, 192.
Yeah, badass motherfucker. You did a great take on that one.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Everything you did was good on that.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Different tone. Just play the solo right now, bro. I got my snifter. Don't mess with it. It was great, bro. I mean, how many chances you want?
A lot. I don't know.
You got 2 more.
All right.
We ain't got no patience for that. I say fuck it, I'm sick of it all. I'm just so sick of it all. I'm sick of feeling, what do I get? You have to think out of the box. Those jobs just are not there anymore. We all had to. I've been through 2 recessions,
Right.
or whatever you want to call them. When I got out of high school in 1980 and 2008. So it was like, man, I get out of high school, I'm like, I want to do something. But there was nothing. All my buddies were moving to Texas to go work for car companies.
Right.
And all I wanted to do was like, well, I want to play in a band. I could have gone to college, but that didn't work out. But, I just said, well, I'll play music, But today, I go, this is a viable industry, man. It's a thriving industry, what it is that you guys do. And I think that's where there's hope.
It's very cool because it's 99% asshole free. And at this time, there were less than 1,000 breweries in the entire country. Now,
Asshole free.
there's about 4,300 breweries in
Do
the
the math
US.
on that. So there's a couple assholes.
It's probably still about 97, 98% asshole free. It's just that that last 2 or 3% is a much larger actual number than it was back
Well,
then.
I think the number one,
Still, overall,
you got to have knowledge, passion, and a desire to work. And if you got
Yeah.
those three things, what can stop you? You know what I mean?
the funny thing about that is it's this homerism that we have in Michigan. You know, people are just so geeked about local, which is great. And everyone gobbles up that beer wherever they can. There's kids chasing trucks around town,
Phone calls made.
trying to see when the stuff is being delivered
I mean, that's a pretty
and buying
cool
it
thing.
up.
That's a cool thing.
It is cool.
Well, we've had the guys come in on like a solstice release.
Yeah.
One guy came in through a snowstorm from Boston, drove in for the beer, and they even offered to buy him a couple pints or something to hang out. He said, nope, I got to turn around and go home. But he came in, got his allotment of what he could for solstice because he heard of it, took it all back with him to
It's
Boston.
the right thing to do.
Sure.
Because we've subscribed to this lifestyle of, you know, beer. We believe in this. It's our passion. Stuff we brought to sample is in the growlers, like our core products. We did bring some of our bottles, some of our limited release bottles that we put out. every year.
Fantastic. Great stuff. We want to talk about that. We're going to talk about it now before we go and sample stuff out of the growlers.
Yeah,
right?
sure. Do our bourbon barrel aged barley wine, our bourbon barrel aged Fourth Dementia, and
4D. if you
4D,
will.
baby. And our dark.
Never heard of
Heathen- Never.
Never had it.
And our Dark Heathen Triple Bock. That's the one that I think is the coolest, and Leon mentioned it too, because that's a collaboration that we do with Dragon Mead. Now, being that those guys are right down the road,
That's a big deal.
it's a big deal.
In the bottle.
In the
right?
bottle.
We'll
In the
have to
bottle.
maybe sample, if you will.
I would
We
suggest
can
it.
have a little taste of
A little
that, I'm
nip,
sure.
if
You know, there,
Yes.
there might be 1 or 2 strays hanging around here.
Excellent. We'll do that. We'll try the core beers out of the growlers. And we'll do some bottle sampling.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is
we can
exciting
do that.
stuff.
Maybe we can get into some more 4D too.
I'll call an Uber. Hiya, folks. Sponge Beer Sessions. Here with Leon and, of course, Jon from KUHNHENN in Warren, Michigan. Looking forward to getting these guys out, and they finally arrived. By the way, Red Solo Cup contains the Drippa. It's not in order of the beers that we're featuring here today. But, of course, we got to talk to Jon and discuss the different beers and the growlers we got, and we may even talk about the mysterious beers in the bottles that we have down here today. So, anyway, Jon, what do you want to start out with?
Well, let's jump right into the Fluffer. The Fluffer, our first beer there, it's Session IPA. It's a beer that we brewed for us because we wanted to have something to drink while we were out at these events all day long. Something full flavored, big hoppy character, but still drinkable.
All
and only
day.
4.5%.
All day. That's right.
Sometimes you have to.
Correct.
You know, never trust a skinny baker. Never trust a brewer without a beer in his hand.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The hops is not hitting me up against the head. I get the beer flavor.
Yeah,
Wonderful. It's light. You're right. And again, it's
4.5.
Nice. So we can enjoy this all day while we're recording guitars, drums.
You can still hit most of the notes by the end of the day.
If I can hit most of the notes by the end of the day after 30 stinking years, I'm doing great.
So the next one is called Thumping. So whereas
So we have Fluffer,
we have Fluffer,
Thumper.
then we have Thumper. So there's a theme here. So Leon and I were playing around with flavors, and we said, let's try something that shouldn't work, which is
Shouldn't.
coffee.
But
With
Does.
the hop.
It does.
one of the
Coffee
core beers, right?
on a light beer.
Right.
So every time we make the Fluffer, we take a portion of it, he pushes it into another tank, and we work with Germac Roasting in Eastern Market, mostly known for their pistachios. They started roasting coffee a few years back, and we got this great local roast of coffee called Eastern Market Blend. We let a portion of the Fluffer sit on that for 3 days, and the end result is Thumper.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. See that light color? And then you smell it.
The coffee hits you before the hops.
It does. There's a fantastic roast of coffee. It's got that orangey character in there, which plays off the hop character in the base beer.
But the coffee tones down the hops just a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit different than the fluffer.
Mhm.
They're coffee flavored, but it tones down the hops. But it's still light.
All right, so next up is Drippa, which stands for Double Rice IPA. Rice lending to the dry character of the beer, dry snap on the finish. Also a little extra source of fermentable sugars, so there's a slight sweetness that immediately cuts off and goes dry. Also helps with the clarity of the beer. So it's like super bright, super clear. You can see right through it. You look at this thing and you're expecting a 4% lawnmower beer.
But however,
It's
the punchline.
dangerously drinkable.
All the flavor hits you at once.
There's a little bit of pine, it's a little bit of citrus, it's almost like juicy fruit gum
But
in
that's
there a
all
little
the
bit.
hops, though, right?
That's a lot of hops.
That's hops. That is all hops.
It's all hops. There's no fruit additions to this beer. It's all hops. It's the way that the hops interplay with the yeast of the beer and the overall grain bill.
And by the way, if you want to enjoy this beer like this, we got to go right to your place, sit at the bar, and go, I want a goblet of Drippa. That's it, right?
It's the only way to properly
Simple,
experience
right?
it.
The Simcoe. Explain this again.
So Simcoe Silly, this particular brewery in Belgium is called Brasserie Silly. It means silly brewery. I don't know what silly translates to. It could be someone's last name over there for all I know. I don't know that much history on the particular brand. But they do a lot of traditional Belgian styles. One being a golden strong ale, which is what this beer is modeled after.
And
So-
you guys got this down, man.
If it's not up to our standards, it won't go on tap.
Yeah. We dump a lot of beer that doesn't quite make it.
I know a lot of guys in bands that would have drank that beer.
Right?
We got this song, and I don't even think it's good enough for a B-side.
Oh, no.
You kick it right the hell
I
out.
got
And-
hundreds of
and-
songs like that. And you got hundreds of beers like that.
correct.
Yeah,
They ain't going nowhere.
they ain't going nowhere.
I shut them down.
You wait, and you wait until someone wants to pay you for the definitive box set.
They won't even get it then. So,
I guess
the
everybody's
legendary
ready to resume?
4D.
Legendary.
The beer that does not exist, technically. I've gone to KUHNHENN, I have not seen it up on a chalkboard. However,
You just got to know a guy who knows the guy.
indeed, a lot of great nights with this beer. Or insane nights with this beer, man. You know what? I want my own 4D. And I'm gonna go listen to rock and roll, by the way.
I'm going to join you, but I don't really need.
Where's the third
Maybe
4D?
maybe you want to put your 4D in a snifter, then. And
John?
maybe you want to experience the whole damn thing for what it is.
Well, there's
I
two
think
open, so we have to.
Well, what is the snifters, my dear?
4D, fourth dementia,
We
old
must find
ale.
another one for John.
That's you.
That's all you.
We're gonna share this then.
Okay, we can share.
That's okay. Cheers. Beer Session Sponge, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Well done.
You cheers them now. Because I ain't drinking that whole dang old thing
Thank
myself.
you, Leon. Thank you, John.
Thanks for having us.
Well done. I say fuck it. I'm sick of it all.